So without further ado, let's welcome in the new manager of the Detroit Tigers, AJ Hinch. AJ, can you just kind of describe what are the top priorities when you take over a team? What did you kind of learn from your first two experiences in that? What are the biggest things you want to do in these weeks and months leading to spring training?
I mean, the first and foremost, I wanted to build a coaching staff. Ramon Santiago and Josh Paul were people that the organization and I both agreed were warranted coming back, and it fit into kind of the overall plan that we had from a coaching staff. I went and got Chris Fetter from the University of Michigan. When he came on board, the pieces fell into place. George Lombard came on board. He loved the opportunity here, and he wanted to come on board and help us as my number two.
I think that leads us to one of our first questions. So what made this opportunity from several people to come back to Detroit so appealing? What did you like about your time here that maybe influenced your decision?
Yeah, so this is an historic franchise, number one, and I don't think the Tigers brand, so to speak, gets sold enough when it comes to how historic this is, the history of generational fan base, obviously the ballpark, the city itself, and how much love they have for the Tigers. You could feel that even in a miserable season in 2003, and then when I came here as a visiting player. Factor that in with the building blocks that are here and what I feel like can be my influence to propel that, fast forward that forward. It seemed like a very good match on the outskirts. When I came in for my interview, I was sold because of the changes that they want to make and the advancements that the organization wants to make. And then the player pool, they've done a really good job during this rebuild of stacking that farm system.
Beyond wins, AJ, what are the benchmarks for fans when they think about what can constitute success in 2021?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. One, the wins are always important, and as cliche as it sounds, I want to go 1-0 every day, right? And so I think wins need to factor in. I think style of play, I think you should really see that consistently. You should start to see things as a fan that you notice are consistent, and almost like an identity, like a Tiger way, so to speak, or a certain edge that you see. We're going to run the bases more aggressively. You should see things sort of shift towards I see what AJ's talking about on the progress that we need to make to be good. Because I want to put pressure on everybody. Good. And that goes on the bases. That goes with how we handle the ball. That goes with how our pitching staff is used. Pressure on the opponent all the time. And so that should come out with games. I'll never be satisfied until we win a World Series.